And we talked a bit about just the different facets of preparedness and how it even relates to COVID-19, and even the Joplin tornado when you had that mobile unit. Can you kind of give me some examples about how people might see it in their lives and what exactly you guys are doing?
Sure. And as I mentioned, the Department of Public Safety, Office of Homeland Security, serves as a pass-through for funding. And so what we have seen with the funding that has come to the state, it started off at just under $47 million that was coming to the state of Missouri to build out capabilities. And currently it stands at $7 million. And so we utilize that $7 million to sustain many of the capabilities that were built out, whether it was a communications network that the state of Missouri now has that we did not have. It's interoperable, so the fire department can talk to the highway patrol or law enforcement or health department. In some cases, other state agencies are utilizing that, whether it's MoDOT or the park rangers. And so they're building out that communication and the information sharing between agencies that didn't exist earlier. But as a citizen, you might see, our mobile field hospital or some types of those equipment at the state fair. You might see our communications vehicles. We call the one from the Highway Patrol Big Blue, but there are others across the state. You might see those at special events or set up during different activities for law enforcement or even fire. You might see them at community events, but you might see them also in actual work of a manhunt or a different operation such as flooding and things such as that. So, it's pretty broad, but there's been a lot of equipment purchased. There's been a lot of training. Back before 9/11, you heard of NIMS, which is the National Incident Management System. But after 9/11, there was a recognized need in the state for us all to have one operating platform at a disaster, whether it's an org structure, a command and control of that, or whether it's tracking of resources, assets, and people at a disaster. And so there was more training provided to local fire, local law, and all of those entities that respond in a disaster. So you see that NIMS, and we're using the common knowledge from the patrol perspective. We were very heavy into TIN codes as we spoke on the radio. Some are still using them, but we went to plain talk so that there's no breakdown in communication there. So you see a lot of changes, and a lot of that was brought about by 9/11. We've built out core capabilities in our areas across the state, whether that's to respond to a flooding event or whether it's a tornado in Jeff City or Joplin. You see the effects of that training and the equipment come into play during those time periods.